Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. Hello everyone. I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to see me and listen to me properly, please do let me know. If there's any problem with my audio or the video, please let me know guys so that I can get that corrected right away. Hello everyone. Good evening everyone. Good evening. It's great to see everyone back again right over here in this boot camp. We'll be starting with the boot camp in 5 minutes. I'm waiting for everyone to join us and then we'll get started in 5 minutes guys. Okay? So we'll just be waiting for 5 more minutes, guys. Please, just wait for 5 more minutes. Hello, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's great to see everyone back again with us. Okay, we'll be starting in 5 minutes, guys. We're just waiting for everyone to join us so that we can get started right away. Okay, we are just waiting for everyone to get started right away, guys. We'll be waiting for 5 more minutes and then we'll get started. Okay. So it's great to see everyone back again with us. We'll be starting the class in 5 minutes. Is everyone able to listen to me and hear me properly as well? Please do let me know, guys. Perfect audio and video. That's amazing, guys. That's amazing. 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 Okay, great, great, great. Okay. So we'll be starting in 5 more minutes. I'm just waiting for everyone to join us so that we can get started with the entire boot camp. Okay, from tomorrow, guys, please be on time so that we can start the boot camp on time. Like there's a lot that we need to cover this time, and I would like to cover it properly as well. Okay, so just be waiting for 5 more minutes, guys. Okay, then we'll get started. Thank you so much, guys, for helping us reach 60,000 subscribers. It's really all you. Like, that's it. Like, you guys are helping us to, like, leaps and bounds itself. And we will continuously be trying to help you guys out with providing proper boot camps on various different topics and providing you with certificates and projects that you can add up on your resume as well. Okay, so we'll be starting in 5 more minutes, guys. We are just waiting for everyone to join us so that we can get started. Okay, we will be waiting just for 5 more minutes, guys, so that we can get started right away. Okay, usually the certificates that are being given is given after 1 to 2 weeks after the end of the boot camp itself, so please be very patient with it. Okay, great, great. Yeah, amazing, guys. Amazing, amazing. We'll be starting in 5 more minutes, guys. I'm still waiting for everyone to join us. We had 25,000 registrations and only 3,000 people live. So no matter what, we will be just waiting for 5 more minutes so that everyone is able to join us as of this particular moment. Okay, we'll then get started right away. Okay. Yeah, this will be the first day. This is the first day of this particular boot camp on Python and machine learning. We'll be starting with hands-on Python, then we'll be going into a little bit of theory behind machine learning, and at the end we'll be having a project based on Python and machine learning. So please do not worry about the same. We'll be doing everything from scratch. There is no prerequisites whatsoever for this particular bootcamp. You do not need to know anything from the start itself. Okay, you do not need to know anything from the start itself. We'll be doing everything from scratch in this bootcamp. Okay, amazing, guys, amazing. For this entire bootcamp, you do not need a laptop. You can do the entire bootcamp, even finish the project from your mobile phone itself. Okay, so please do not worry about the same. Okay, so can I know, just for like my own knowledge, how many of you are attending of, like, you are the first timers to a Shape AI bootcamp? Can someone let me know how many of you are the first timers for a Shape AI bootcamp? Can someone let me know? Like, just put up like, yes, I am a first time or something like that. Yes, or something like that in the live chat so that I'm able to understand how many of you are actually first timers to the entire bootcamp itself. Please let me know, guys. I just want to know how many of you are first timers to a Shape AI bootcamp. I'm able to get like how many of you are like for the first time you are attending any bootcamp from Shape AI. Okay, great. So there are so many people who are actually attending the bootcamp for the first time. Okay, that's amazing, guys. That's amazing. Amazing, guys. Amazing. So it will be an amazing experience, guys. In the 7 days, you'll be able to learn everything from scratch. You do not need to have any prerequisite knowledge. We'll be learning every single thing and we'll be learning it together. So let us like do it together. Just be on time from tomorrow. I'm just waiting for everyone to come up live so that we can get started with the bootcamp itself. So just we'll wait for 2 more minutes, guys, so that everyone is able to come live, and then we'll get started with the bootcamp. Okay, amazing, guys, amazing. So almost like 90% of you are actually first timers. Okay, that's really amazing, guys. Okay, so what we are going to do in these 7 days is we are going to start with Python. We are going to look at some of the concepts in Python that will be very important for us moving further. Then we are going to start with machine learning. We'll be looking into some theory behind machine learning. We'll try to understand machine learning, its different categories, what are the different architectures and everything that we need to know before getting started with the real life project. And then we will get started with the project at the end of the entire thing. Okay, so again, this entire bootcamp, this entire 7 days bootcamp is totally free. The certificates, the bootcamp is totally free. There is no cost associated with the bootcamp whatsoever. And there is no option for super chats as well. Like I've seen people just putting a, sir, there should be super chat. I'm like, hey, dude, we are not here to earn money by super chats. We are here to spread education within the people. Okay, so there is no super chat, there's nothing of that particular sort. We had it for the first boot camp, but then we didn't thought that it was right, because then we had to focus upon answering those questions instead of teaching. So there's no super chat of any kind. Okay, there's no cost associated with the 7 days boot camp, neither for the certificates. Okay, the only condition for the certificate is 7 days of attendance. Okay, 7 days of attendance for getting the certificate, as well as the correct project submitted at the end of it. So those people who will be having 7 days of attendance will be getting a certificate via Shape AI for completing the boot camp. And those people who will be having, like, who will be submitting the project, so at the end there will be a project as well. Those people who will be submitting the project properly, they will be getting a certificate via Google developer groups for completing this entire boot camp. Okay, so that is the entire process that we follow. How to submit the project, that will be told at the end of the entire bootcamp. What is the project, how you are going to submit the project, we'll be telling you guys on the 7th day. At the end of 7th day, you will be getting to know all those kind of stuff. So please be very patient. Okay, the second thing that you need to know is the attendance. How to fill up the attendance. Every attendance will be taken every single day. Okay, and attendance will be taken every single day. So attendance will be taken, like I will be telling you how and when the attendance will be taken at the end of today's class. And towards the end of the entire class, I will be telling you the entire, like how to submit the project, where to submit the project. So please be very patient for us. Okay, okay, so yeah, so Rishi has said, see, feedback is something that I really appreciate, because we tend to like grow upon the feedback itself. So Rishi has basically said, first, I have a very bad experience at Shape AI. First, the Python and deep learning bootcamp stopped in between, and then the Python and computer vision bootcamp didn't went. And in fact, we do not have a project video. Okay, Rishi, I don't think so. You have been added to any of the WhatsApp groups. On all the WhatsApp groups, a message has been circulated that the project video will be uploaded by tonight. Okay, so I think so you are mistaken about that. The circulation of the information has been done on all the WhatsApp groups. I think so you are not on the WhatsApp group itself. And the second thing is, for the Python and deep learning bootcamp, I was not well. I was suffering from COVID, and hence I couldn't complete the bootcamp itself. Okay, so all the bootcamps and everything, we have completed 25 bootcamps up till this point of time. So like that is what I'm saying to you right now. So please do not worry about the same. Everything will be done in the best possible manner itself. Okay, always feedback is highly appreciated from you guys, so that we are able to improve ourselves moving further. So do not worry about the same as well. Okay, so we have got like 5,000 people live with us right now. So let us get it started with the entire bootcamp as of this particular moment. Okay, so what we are going to do right over here is we are going to use a Google Collab notebook. Okay, so what you want to do is, first of all, the video that you're currently watching, okay, go to the description of the video itself. I'll just open up the video along with you guys as well. So this is the video that you're currently watching on your screen as of this particular moment. When you go to the description of the video, you are having a link to the notebook right over here. Okay, you will getting the link. Okay, one more thing, the certificates are sent after 1 to 2 weeks of completing the bootcamp. We have to go through almost like 3,000 to 6,000 projects. It takes a time. Okay, so please remember that do not be over hyper that, okay, I have not got the certificate, this has been 1 hour since the bootcamp has been completed. It takes 1 to 2 weeks. We have to go forward with 3,000 to 6,000 projects that we have to check, and then we have to send it to like Google or to AWS, and they will be sending you the certificates. So it will take some time. So please be very patient with us. There's a lot that we have to cover in just 7 days. Okay, so we will be doing every single thing. So like it will be like amazing experience, guys. Thank you, Ritik Sharma. It's great to see that some people really appreciate what we are doing. Okay, so certificates will have a lifetime of validity. You do not have to worry about that. Okay, so okay, this is the video that you are currently watching. Below the video it's so like, yeah, so I'll just skip the ad. So when you're going down below in the entire video, you'll be able to see a link to the notebook right down there in the description of the entire video itself. So let me scroll down. You're having a link to the notebook right over here. You just have to click on that particular link to the notebook. Okay, so every single day the timing of the bootcamp will be on this particular timing itself. Okay, so currently we are having from 8 o'clock. Okay, it was from 8 o'clock, no, from 8:15. Okay, we'll be starting from 8:15 to 9:45. Okay, so every single day the timing of the bootcamp will be 8:15 to 9:45. Okay, so link to the notebook. What you want to do is you want to click on this particular link to the notebook. It will taking you to a GitHub page. Okay, it will take you to a GitHub page as of right over here. This is containing all the notes that you want. Okay, all the notes that we are going to use, that you will be needing to revise all the concepts, is right over here. Okay, as you're able to see all the notes, all the codes, every single thing, along with some challenges for you as well, so that you are able to do it, iterate upon it, and learn it on your own as well. Okay, can you show how the certificate will look like? Okay, I can just show you that. Okay, I just wanted to start with the entire bootcamp. I do not want to waste anyone's time moving further with this, but still no problem with that. I will just show you the certificates as well. So this is the certificate that is being sent by GDG, that is Google Developer Groups. Okay, as you are able to see from right over here, certification of completion will be sent for successfully completing the 7-day long bootcamp on Python and deep learning by Shape AI in collaboration with Google Developer Groups. So this is by DSC, this is by the Developer Students Club by Google. There's one more certificate, I need to find it. There are so many certificates right now that we are having. This is the certificate by Google Developer Groups. So this is the certificate of completion, once again by Google Developer Groups. So that will also be given by Harsh Akshat, lead Google Developer Group Ranchi. So that will be given to you guys. Secondly, the certificate given by Shape AI. So this is the certificate given for the 100% attendance that you will be given. So yes, 100% attendance is compulsory. Without the 100% attendance, you will not be able to get the certificates. Please remember that. Okay, I will tell you guys how to give the attendance, where to give the attendance at the end of today's class itself. Okay, so this is the certificate of completion given to you by Shape AI for having 100% attendance itself. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. Of course, like people have received it, so I can just show you on LinkedIn if it is opening right now. So although I'm having like a lot of pending requests, as you are able to see, I'm having almost like almost 1,000 pending requests on LinkedIn. I will try to accept that because like it's really like a lot of things that I'm having. I will try my best to like go through everything. Okay, do not worry about the same. So let me just find some. So these are the certificates that has been sent. Okay, so like SNS College of Engineering, this was for the basic web dev bootcamp with Node.js for 100% attendance. Then so on and so forth. So many certificates, as you are able to see, like they're totally filled up with certificates itself. So you do not have to worry about the same. Okay, so let us get started right away with the entire thing. So in the video that you're currently watching, just go down below in the description of the video. There you'll be finding a link to the notebook. You just has to click on the link to the notebook itself. You will be directed to this particular web page. Okay, this is the web page that you will be directed towards. Now you want to go to Google. Okay, go to google.com. Go to google.com. I think so I have switched off my developer option. Okay, so inside of developer, you want to write collab, C-O-L-A-B, collab. Okay, so you want to search for C-O-L-A-B. You have to go to Google, you want to search for C-O-L-A-B. In collab, you want to like take up Google Collab itself. You want to click on Google Collab. Okay, you want to click on Google Collab right over here. In Google Collab, you will be providing this entire thing. Okay, this entire thing. Now what you want to do, so you want to go to Google, you want to go to Google Collab. There you want to select GitHub. So you will have examples, recent, Google Drive and GitHub and upload. You want to select GitHub from right over here. Okay, so it will try to like authorize you via GitHub itself, so that it may or may not authorize you via GitHub depending upon which type of program that you are having. So once you have been authorized via GitHub, it is taking some time from my behalf. It will take like 2 seconds. Okay, so now you have been authorized via Google, like GitHub. Okay, now what you want to do? So for example, you want to go back to this particular page that you have opened up via the description link. You want to copy this link. Go to the URL of the browser. You want to copy the URL itself. You want to copy the URL itself. Then you want to come back to Google Collaboratory, select GitHub. Okay, you want to select GitHub right over here, and instead of Shaurya Sinha ML, you want to paste whatever link that you have copied right over here. So you want to paste the link that you have copied right over here and click on search. You want to click on search. Okay, this will open up the entire notebook. This is where you will be coding your entire, like for the entire 7 days. Okay, this is what you will be coding for the entire 7 days. Okay, you can do it in Google, like Jupyter Notebook as well. But for those who do not have like any type of software, who do not have any kind of like laptop, you can directly code it right over here in Google Colab. One more thing, this is a YouTube video. If you are not able to hear something, if you have forgotten something, you can scroll back and look at what the process that I have followed. Okay, this is a YouTube video. You can scroll back and look at the different things that I have done to like complete it. Are you guys able to understand? This is a YouTube video, guys. You can scroll back and look at the entire thing. Okay, thank you, Amog. It's really kind for you to like write it down right over here. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so again, this is a YouTube video. You do not have to do it right now. After the end of the entire video, you can go back to the video itself. You can scroll back and you will be able to see the entire thing, how you have to open up the Google Collaboratory. Okay, so like please remember that this is a YouTube video. Okay, great guys, great, amazing guys. So what we want to do right now is we want to click on this little button called as connect. Okay, we want to put click on this little button called as connect. So what is Google Collaboratory in general? I'm trying to make you guys understand. Okay, Collab is basically a software, a website that has been developed by Google itself to enable anyone and everyone from across the globe who is having just a cell phone and an internet connection to practice data science. That is the concept upon which Google Collaboratory has been made. So instead of buying a laptop, having like the top layer graphics card and the top layer CPU, you just have to have a normal phone, and Google will provide you their servers to run your code on. So instead of running your code on your own local laptop, you will just be writing your code right over here in these notebooks. So these are called as notebooks itself, because you can have like text as well as code inside of these notebooks. So these code will be run on the servers at Google headquarters itself. On all the like servers that Google has, you'll be running your code right over there itself. The second thing is that these servers contain the top tier CPUs. They will be containing like the 11 gen, 10 gen Intel based CPUs, like Ryzen based 7 series CPUs itself. They'll be having Tesla GPU. So Tesla GPU is like 6 lakh GPU itself. Okay, so this is like 6 lakh GPU itself. And the third thing is basically that there's like a concept TPU as well, which is not right now, it's not needed for you guys. I will be telling you at the end of the entire bootcamp when we will need it. So that is the main thing that I'm trying to make you guys understand right now. Like, you do not need a good laptop to run this code. You just need any device that has an internet connection and a browser. Okay, and your code will be run on the servers at Google itself. Okay, so that is one of the main things that I'm trying to make you guys understand via this. Okay, so now we have opened up our notebook right over here. We will start with our today's session on Python. Okay, so we'll get started for Python right now. I hope that you guys are able to follow me. Again, this is a YouTube video. You can scroll back and listen to me once again. I will try to explain everything in as much simple language as possible. Okay, so let's get it started right over here. So print function in Python. So first of all, any programming language that you're actually starting. So currently we are going to start with Python itself. Okay, so any programming language that you are going to start is basically what you're going to start with one thing. Okay, that is printing hello world in that particular language. This is how you start any language itself. You print hello world in that particular language. Similarly, in Python, when you want to print something. Okay, so for example, you are having these two lines of code. Okay, you are writing 7 plus. Okay, so let us have just one line of code. You're having 2 plus 7. Now you know 2 plus 7 is 9. You know 2 plus 7 is 9. So when you are running this little line of code, you will be getting 9 in your output. Why you are getting 9 in your output? So you are telling Python that, okay, you are having 2 plus 7. Okay, so Python is reading like, okay, 2 plus 7. So what is 2 plus 7? Okay, 2 plus 7 is 9. Okay, so what to do with 9? Okay, this is the last statement. Okay, there's no problem with that. I will just put it up on the output itself. So you're getting 9 printing out on your output because that is the last line of code that you are actually running. Okay, next what you want to do is you want to write 2 into 7 as well. You want to do 2 multiplied by 7 as well. Okay, so when you are running this particular line of code once again, you're able to see that we are getting 14 being printed on our screen. Okay, we are getting 14 being printed on our screen. But what about the 9? Where did the 9 went? Okay, you are having 2 plus 7. 2 plus 7 is 9. 2 into 7 is 14. And Python is only printing 14 on our screen. Okay, Python is only printing 14 on our screen. What about like the 2 plus 7? 2 plus 7, 9. Where is it? So that is something that you need to understand. What is actually happening is Python is reading your line of code. It is reading, okay, 2 plus 7 is 9. What should I do with this 9? You're not telling Python what to do with this particular 9 itself. Okay, so they are like, okay, no problem, let us leave it right over here. Let us move forward with the next line of code. Okay, so we are moving to the next line of code, 2 into 7. We are moving to the next line of code, 2 into 7. 2 into 7 is actually 14. Okay, 2 into 7 is actually 14. So your Python is like, okay, 2 into 7 is 14. This is the last line of code. There is no line of code after this. So I will be putting the 14 on my screen. But what we want is we want 9 as well as 14 being printed on our screen. So for that, we are going to use an inbuilt function in Python, that is the print function. Okay, we'll be using the print function to get the output on my screen. Okay, so I will be putting the entire thing in parentheses and write print. So this is the entire like syntax for writing the print statement itself. Just put the entire thing which you want to show on your screen inside a parenthesis and put the keyword print in front of it. So just reading this as normal English. Do not think of it as a programming language. Think of it as a normal English line of line itself, just an English. Okay, plain English. So what you are able to learn from this, print and then 2 plus 7. Okay, so I want to print 2 plus 7. So 2 plus 7, that is 9, should be printed on my screen. Print 2 into 7. Okay, so we want to print 2 into 7, that is 14 on my like screen itself. So when I'm running this little line of code, you will be able to see that 9 and 14 is being printed on our screen right now. Okay, 9 and 14 is being printed on my screen right now. So you will see that even though you have written 2 lines of code, only the last line of code got outputted in your output area. Okay, only the last line of code, that is only 14 was being printed on your output area. When you had the original code, that is 2 into 7 and 2 plus 7, only 14 was being printed on your code, okay, on your the output itself, because you had not told Python what to do with that 9. 2 plus 7 is 9. You did not tell Python what to do with that. Okay, so now this happens because you haven't told Python what to actually do with it. This is where the print function comes in. Print is a useful inbuilt function in Python that can be used to display input value as text in the output. So whatever input value that you are having, whatever you put inside the parenthesis itself, parenthesis is the rounded brackets, whatever you put inside the parenthesis, you are able to get it on your output itself. So when I'm running this line of code, you will be able to get that 9 and 14 both are being printed on our screen as of this particular moment. Okay, we are getting both 9 and 14 being printed on our screen as of this particular moment. Okay, the next thing that we want to check is we want to do the main thing that we came here for, printing hello world on our screen. That is the starting point of any programming language. Okay, so print hello world. So I'm running this line of code and you will be able to see that hello world is being printed on your screen. Okay, so this is a particular string. We will be discussing about the different data types that we are having in Python. Do not worry about it. Just think of it in such a way that any text that you want to print on your screen, you will have to put them in say like inverted commas, and that will be designed as a text, that is as a string itself. So you want to print hello world on your screen, so you just have to write print and then hello world. You just want to write print and then hello world. So you will be having your hello world being printed on our screen. Okay, so as you're able to see, this is what we are going to do right now. Let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so this is the basic thing. This is just getting your hands wet with, like, hands dirty with Python, actually, just to get started with Python. Okay, the next thing that we are going to see is variables. Again, for those who have missed how to open the GitHub link on Google Colab, this is a YouTube video. You can scroll back and watch it once again. Okay, that was not so important to repeat again and again. This is a YouTube video, guys. You can just scroll back and watch it once again. Okay, at any point of time. It is here on like YouTube for the rest of my life itself. So you can easily watch it at any point of time. Okay, so let's get started moving further. Okay, please use, if you are using any online IDE, use Google Colab only. Do not use anything else. Use Google Colab only if you are using an online IDE. If you are using an offline IDE, a local IDE, then use Jupyter Notebooks and nothing else. We want to do this as notebooks itself and nothing else. Okay. Okay, so Amog is writing it again and again for those who have missed. Okay, how to open up the notebook on Google Colab. Okay, so just look at that as well. Okay, great. So what we want to do next is we want to look at variables. Okay, so let us start with understanding what variables are. Okay, so let us see from right over here. Let us go to like where is the notebook? Yeah, right. So let's try to understand variables. Every programming language that you will be learning at any point of time will always have the concept of variables inside of it. And this is very important, guys, to understand. Variables is very important to understand. Variables is a very important topic to understand, and we are going to like move forward with this. Okay, so variables is something. So let us try to understand via an example itself. So for example, you write a 10,000 lines of code. You write 10,000 lines of code while making a particular like code. Okay, you are writing a particular code for a particular reason. Okay, so for example, you are calculating your rent. Okay, you are calculating your rent itself. You're calculating a rent for your entire house, and you have written 10,000 lines of code. So like tax, and then like rent, and then like using the rent, you are calculating your expenses, and so on and so forth. So you have written 10,000 lines of code. Okay, currently your rent is like 1,000. Okay, your current rent is 1,000. So everywhere you were writing rent, you were writing like, okay, 1,000 into like 0.18 is equals to your tax. tax, and then rent is equals to 1000 into like something plus something, then expenses is like your annual income multiplied minus 1000 multiplied by 12, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you have written a very large code, okay, 10,000 lines of code, and everywhere where you have used your rent, you have used the number 1000. Okay, wherever you have used rent, you have used the number 1000 moving further. Now what happens if your landlady comes in? Okay, your landlady comes in and she tells to you that, okay, now instead of like having your entire thing as 1000, as your rent as 1000, we are increasing your rent to 2000. Okay, instead of having the rent as 1000, we are increasing your rent to 2000 itself. Now you need to go and change 10,000 lines of code. You want to change every single place wherever you have used the letter 1000 and change it to 2000 right now. And this is a very tedious task. Okay, it has a various tedious task which you have to do again and again and again moving further. Okay, so you want to change it to 2000, then you will have to change rent as 2000 right over here. You want to change that rent as 2000, and this is just 3 lines of code. Think about what will happen when there will be 10,000 lines of code. When there will be 10,000 lines of code, it will take years and years to change 10,000 lines of code. So that is not what you want at any point of time. So what you will be doing is you will be using the concept of variables. What you will be doing is, while writing the code itself, you will be writing rent on the top of the entire code. In the start of the entire code itself, you will be writing rent is equals to 1000. You have created a pet name. Just think of like at your home, whenever you are at your home, you will have a pet name when you are having. So instead of having the entire name as Shaurya Rakesh Sinha, your parents must be calling you by a short name. It can be like Shaurya. Okay, like for my name, it's like the first name itself is like my pet name itself at home. So you will be having the same thing at your home as well. Instead of calling you Shaurya Rakesh Sinha, they will be calling you as just Shaurya. You have been assigned a pet name, a variable. So instead of referring your name again and again as Shaurya Rakesh Sinha, I can just call Shaurya, and you will know that who are you talking to. In the similar way, right over here as well, I've made a particular variable called as rent, and I've assigned a value of 1000 to it. And now whenever I will be writing any code, instead of writing 1000, I will be referring to it as rent. So tax is equals to rent into 10.18, and then like the income is expenditure is equals to total income minus rent, and so on and so forth. So every single time, instead of writing 1000 again and again, instead of writing 1000 again and again, you will be writing the keyword, the variable rent. Okay, so just try to understand via one more example. Okay, think of the entire rent, the entire variable as a box. Think of the variable as a box itself. The box is having a name as rent. Okay, the name of the box is rent, and inside of it you are having the variable 1000. Inside of rent, the box, you are having a value of 1000 inside the box. Think of variables as boxes, and you are having like the rent inside the box, the value inside the box itself. Now your landlady comes in. Your landlady says that, okay, I need to increase your like money to like 2000 rupees. So instead of going to the 10,000 lines of code and changing every single line, okay, so you want to go to 10,000 lines of code and change every single line, you just want to come to the first line of code, remove 1000 from right over here, and update it with the new cost of the rent, that is 2000, and that's it. You do not have to change the entire 10,000 lines of code. You can just like remove the value from inside the box and update it with the new value, that is 2000. That's it. Now anywhere where you are using the word rent, that basically means 2000 instead of 1000. Okay, so instead of writing 10,000 times, 10,000 places where you have to change one, like the 1000 to 2000, 1000 to 2000, now you just have to change one line of code itself, and your rest 10,000 lines of code, that is 9,999 lines of code, will work the absolute same way. Can someone let me know, are you guys able to understand up till this point of time? Please let me know, guys. Can someone let me know, are you guys able to understand up till this particular point of time? Please let me know, guys. Can someone let me know? Are you guys able to understand? Okay, great, amazing, guys. Are you able to understand the concept behind like just the variables itself? Okay, I want you guys to understand the concept behind variables first of all. Okay, amazing, guys, amazing. You guys are really bright, man. Guys are able to understand it so easily. That's great, guys. Great, amazing. Okay, so variables. Understanding variables is very important in any programming language. They are used all the time in Python. Using variables in place of direct numbers have many advantages, and we have just seen that. Variables are used to store information to be referenced and manipulated in a computer programming language. Okay, so by meaning of referenced and manipulated, we have already seen. So instead of writing 1000 every single where, I'm just writing rent and I'm referencing the value 1000 that is present inside of rent. I'm manipulated. So basically, if I'm having the rent as 1000, and now if the landlady comes in and says that, okay, I need to increase the rent to 2000 itself, so I can manipulate the value present inside of rent by taking it out and putting 2000 inside of that. So that is basically the manipulation that I can do. Okay, so creating a new variable in Python is very simple. So let us create one together. So this is a particular variable that we have created right over here. We have created a variable called as month. So please understand that whatever name that you are assigning to a particular variable will be the thing that will be on the left hand side, and then the value that you want to that particular variable to be assigned to is basically present on the right hand side of it. So you are having the name of the variable on the left hand side and the name and the value of the variable on the right hand side. Are you guys able to understand? Having the name of the variable on the left hand side and the value associated with that particular variable name on the right hand side. Okay, so you are able to see from right over here. So we have assigned the value 12 to the variable month. So now when I'm printing month contains the value 12 inside of it. So when I'm printing month, it will print 12 to my screen. It will not print month. Okay, it will print 12 because inside of month we have the value 12 stored inside of it. So this is how it is very easy to create a value, to create a variable in Python. Okay, great. So again, so if you guys are interested to practice a little bit, this is not compulsory. You are not being evaluated on the basis of that. But if you want to practice a little bit, you can come to this particular notebook. You can just like create your own variables, try to do a little bit of hands-on work, because see, learning any programming language, it's all about practice. Okay, learning any programming language, it's all about the practice itself. Okay, so just keep in mind. Okay, in any case, whatever term is on the left hand side is now a name for whatever value is present on the right hand side. So we have already discussed that. Okay, so next, once a value has been assigned to a variable name, you can access the value from the variable name itself. Okay, so once you have assigned, so that we have already seen, there's no change in that as well. Okay, so from right over here, as you're able to see, a is equals to 3 and b is equals to a, print b. So this is called as like you are assigning the variable to some other variable. So let's try to understand what is happening right over here via like your drawing board itself. Using the drawing board to understand this. Okay, so we are having a code that has been written right now. Okay, so you are having your a is equals to 3. Okay, you are having your b is equals to a, and you are having your print, okay, b. Okay, this is what we want to do right now. This is the code given to us. So let us try to imagine this, how this will look like. So you are having a box. Okay, you are having a box called as A. Inside this particular box, you are having a value of 3 present inside the box. Next, you are creating another box called as B. You are creating another box called as B. What will be the value present inside of B? You are writing B is equals to A. Does that mean that I will be having a box B and inside of B I will be having another box A inside of it? Does that is the meaning of the entire thing? No. The entire thing is not on the basis of that. We do not have a box B and we are having a box A inside of it. This is not how Python uses it. Okay, what actually happens right over here? Like, we are not going to go into the entire memory distribution of the entire thing, but just to get a high level understanding of the entire concept. What is actually understanding right over here is we are having this code. A is equals to 3, b is equals to a. So we are trying to imagine what is actually happening behind the scenes. We are having a box A, it has the value 3 inside of it. You are having a box B, you want to put some value inside of it. You have written B is equals to A. What to do right now? You will be taking out the value from A. First of all, you will be taking out the value from A, that is 3. You will be making a clone of that particular value. You will not be taking in the same value. You will be making a clone of that particular value. So this 3 and this 3 is different. Okay, you are taking out the value from A. Okay, you are making a clone of that particular value. This 3 and this 3 is different. This is a clone. Okay, this is a clone of that particular value. You will put this value back inside of A, and this cloned value is something that is going to go inside of B. So now when you are looking at this once again, so let me just color code it. Okay, instead of doing like this, let me just color code it so that you guys are able to understand it in a much more better sense. So you will first of all take out the value from inside of A. Okay, this is the value that you took inside of A, from inside of A. You will be cloning this entire 3. Okay, you will be making a clone of the entire value, and this clone is something that will go inside of B. So now you are having two different variables. You are having A that contains a value 3 inside of it. Okay, so this 3 is different, and now you are having another variable B. Okay, you are another variable B, and inside of B you are again having another value that is 3 present inside of it. Although both of the 3's have the equal value, but both 3's are different. They are not the same 3. Okay, so what will happen after this particular 2 lines of code? After I have run this particular 2 lines of code, what will be the value of A and B if I am doing B is equals to B plus 3? If I'm doing B is equals to B plus 3, okay, if I'm writing this particular line of code, okay, if I'm writing this particular line of code, that is B is equals to B plus 3, what will be the value inside of A and what will be the value inside of B? Can someone let me know? Can someone let me know what will be the value inside of A and what will be the value inside of B? Can someone let me know? Can someone let me know what will be the value inside of A and what will be the value inside of B? Copy and clone is basically the same. You're not using the same 3. You are using a different 3. Okay. Okay. What will the value of A and what will be the value of B? Okay. So I've got a correct answer right over here. Where was it? I lost it. Okay. So I'm having a correct answer by Haseen has put up the correct answer. So value inside of A will not be changed because I had made a copy of 3 and I put that inside of B. When I'm doing this, value of A will not be changed. It will remain as it is. So value of A would now remain. So A will remain the same. It will not be changed. It will still remain 3. Whereas when you consider B is equals to B plus 3. So what is happening right over here is you are having the value present inside of B. You are having the 3. You take that 3 out. Okay. You add 3 to it. Okay. You add 3 to it. Now the net value is equals to 6. And this new value is what you put back inside the B. Okay. So now the value inside of B is 6 instead of 3. So A remains the same. There is no change whatsoever because we cloned the value present inside of A. Now A is separate. A is equals to 3 is separate. Whereas when I'm doing B is equals to B plus 6, B plus 3, I'm getting the value 6 inside of B. So we will be having A is equals to 3 and B is equals to 6 after that. Are you guys able to understand up till this point of time? Please let me know, guys. Please let me know, guys, if you are able to understand up till this point of time. Please let me know. This is very important, guys. This is the basics. Okay, I'm not even going into a lot of depth. I'm going into the basics so that you guys are able to understand as much as you can. Iswar, I understand that you are able to know everything. I also know all these topics, but many of the people do not know this. I have to cater to every student who is attending the bootcamp. Okay, great. Okay, amazing. Okay, great. Everyone is able to understand until this point of time. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Okay, so let us move on further with this. So right over here, what we are going to do is we are going to increase B. Okay, so B is equals to B plus 3. Okay, we are going to write B is equals to B plus 3 right over here. Then we are again going to print B. and we are going to print a, just to see that what are the values that we are able to get at the end of running all the lines. Okay, at the end we should be able to get the value of b as 6. The first value that should be printed should be 6 according to us, and the second value that should be printed should be 3 according to us once again. We'll be running this particular lines of code and you will be able to see that yes, we are getting the exact same answer. So b is equals to 6 and a is equals to 3. So our hypothesis, our understanding was absolutely clear. Okay, so let us move further with this. So what happens if you don't declare a variable? Right over here we were writing like, okay, a is equals to 3, we were initializing the variable itself. So b is equals to a, we were putting some value inside of the variable itself. But what if I directly used like print x? I've not initialized it. X, I do not know what x contains. Okay, Python does not know what x contains. If I'm running this particular line of code, I will get an error that x is not defined. I will get an error that x is not defined, as you are able to see from right over here. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to make you guys understand, that you need to initialize the variable. So for example, you need to write x is equals to 10 or something like that. You need to initialize it, otherwise you will get an error at the end of the entire thing. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic, that is multiple assignment operator. So all the topics that we are going to cover in the entire like Python section, okay, in the starting will be multiple assignment operator, variable naming conventions, the basic things. Then we are going to move forward with the data types. We'll be having integers and floats. We'll be discussing about various different things as well right over there. Then we'll be getting into Boolean data types, comparison and logical operators. Then we'll be moving forward with strings. Then we'll be moving forward with many of the other things in strings as well. Then we'll be having like, I guess, lists. Okay, type and type conversion, that is also what we are going to see from right over here. Moving further, we'll be having your format method, then lists. We are going to cover lists, so data structures, that is lists and membership operators. We are also going to cover like your tuples, mutability and order. We are going to cover your various different topics as well, join and append and tuples. Tuples is also a data structure that we are going to cover. Then we are going to cover with for loops and everything. Okay, so we are going to cover range, for loops. So these are all the things that we are going to cover on the basics of Python itself. Many people were asking what are the different things that we are going to cover. So these are the things that is important for us to understand before starting with the project itself. Okay, so let us like try to continue with the same thing as well. Okay. Okay. So Vishnu basically thinks that you look like some engineering student trying to prepare for some exams by teaching others at the same time making some money with YouTube. Okay, so I think so, Vishnu, you do not know about me. Try to just search a little bit about me. I'm not at all an engineering student trying to do all this kind of stuff. Shape AI is a proper team of people. We currently have almost 25 people working under Shape AI, and we all are interning right over here. And yeah, this is something that I've done part time. I just want to create a good community of people. That's the main thing. Okay, so let us get started with all these kind of stuff. Okay, this is something that I've learned like almost 4 years back ago. I do not need to revise over this. Okay, so multiple assignment operators. Suppose you are making a program that you will enter the dimensions of the tank in, and you will get the volume of the tank as output. Okay, you want to get the input values as the height, length and width. Okay, you want to get the height, the length and the width at the end of the entire thing, and you want to get the volume being printed as your output. Okay, so very simple. Okay, you will have your height is equals to 3, you will have your length is equals to 6, you will have the width is equals to 2. So you're having height is equals to 3, length is equals to 6 and width is equals to 2. These are all the variables that you have created, and then you are having volume. Okay, so height into length into width, so you're having the volume right over here as well. So let us try, and then you want to print the volume. So this is a very simple code, very easy to understand code as well. We'll be running this little line of code and you will be able to see that we are printing 36 as an output. Okay, we are printing 36 as an output right over here. So now Python has a very useful way of assigning multiple variables together in a single line using multiple assignments like this. So instead of using 3 lines to declare the entire thing, okay, So you are having 3 lines of code. So height is equals to 3, length is equals to 6, width is equals to 2. You have to do all these 3 lines in just one line of code. That is something that is very important for you to understand, okay? That we want Python as a language is famous for making things easy. Python as a language is famous for making things easy, for concising the entire code itself. So instead of writing it as 3 different lines of code, what we are going to do is we are going to convert it into a single line of code. We are going to convert it into a single line of code. We're going to do that by writing it as height, length, width is equals to 3, 6, 2. So in this, the first variable is being assigned the first value. The second variable is being assigned the second value. The third variable is basically being assigned the third value as well. Okay. So you are getting 3 different variables and 3 different values. Okay. So you're getting height being assigned to the first, like the first variable is getting assigned the first value. The second variable is being assigned the second value. And the third variable is being assigned the third value. So height is again 6. Okay, you're having height as 3. Okay, so the first variable, the first value, height is equals to 3, length is equals to 6. The second variable is being assigned the second value, and then the third variable, that is width, is being assigned 2. Okay, so when you are running this line of code, you will get the same output as 36. You get the same output as 36 as you are able to see from right over here. So we are having your height as 3, length as 6, width as 2. So this is called as multiple variable assignment operator. This is something that we are going to come back to, like when we will be completing the basics of Python, we'll be coming back to this particular point. Okay, so as of this particular moment, try to understand this is called as multiple variable assignment operator. Okay, here you are having multiple variables and you want to assign 3 different values to this particular variables in just one line of code. Okay, so you are doing it very easily using this. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. If it is of different data types, it will still work. You do not have to worry about the same. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Please let me know, guys, so that I'm getting some idea whether you guys are able to understand this or not. Okay. Amazing, guys. Amazing. 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 There's no need to keep space in between them, but it just looks neat and clean. Okay, keep spaces just to make it look neat and clean. Okay, just follow a particular convention and it will look neat and clean. That's why you are having spaces in between them. Okay, so that's it. Let's move on to the next thing, variable naming conventions. So these are some of the variable naming conventions that you need to understand while writing the variable names. Okay, these are some of the rules that you have to follow while naming a particular variable. This is very important, guys. Okay, so first of all, you should start the variable name. The first letter of the variable name can only be an alphabet or an underscore. Okay, the first letter of the variable can only be an alphabet and an underscore. It cannot be a number, it cannot be a special character, it cannot be anything else. Only an alphabet and an underscore. I'm talking about the first character of a variable name. Okay, the second rule is a variable name can only contain capital A to Z, small a to Z, 0 to 9 and underscore, except the first, like the first character of the variable name. The first character of the variable name can only be an alphabet, that is small a to Z and capital A to Z, or an underscore. The rest of the entire variable name can contain numbers, can contain underscore, can contain capital and small letters. Okay, these are the only 3 things that like 3 or 4 things that a variable name can contain. You cannot have spaces in the variable names. You cannot have special characters in the variable names. Please like remember this, guys. These are some of the rules that is very important for you to know as of this particular moment. Okay, next, you cannot start a variable name with a number. That we already know. We can only start it with an alphabet or an underscore. Okay, you cannot start a variable name with a number. You cannot use any special characters in a variable name. You cannot use special characters. You cannot use spaces in a variable name. Variable names are case sensitive. Okay, variable names are case sensitive. So what does case sensitive mean? That is, small str is totally different from capital STR. These will be treated as 2 different variable names. Small str and capital STR will be treated as 2 different variable names. And the last rule that you need to keep in mind is that you cannot use reserved keywords as a variable name. For example, you cannot use print as a keyword name. You cannot use for, def, del, is, else, try, form. There's so many keyword names that you cannot use. Whenever you will be trying to use a keyword name as a particular variable name, you will get an error because it will be highlighted. So you can easily identify that, okay, this is a particular reserved keyword itself because it is getting highlighted itself. You cannot use a highlighted word, okay, for the variable name itself. Please keep that in mind. The different way, like reserved keywords in Python, you will be able to know about them once you are practicing more and more. The more that you practice, the more keywords you will be able to find, and the more you will be able to understand what are the different words, what are the different keywords that you cannot use, okay, while making the entire, while naming a proper variable itself. Okay, great. So let us look at some of the allowed variable names. Reserved keywords are keywords that have special meaning in Python. Reserved keywords have special meaning in Python. Okay. So reserved keywords are keywords that have special meaning in Python. Okay, so let us look at the allowed variable names. So X, okay, this is an allowed variable name. So it's starting with a letter itself, so it's allowed. Y is an allowed variable name. My Python, again an allowed variable name. My underscore Python, yes, an allowed variable name. Underscore my underscore Python, yes, starting with an underscore containing no special characters, again a valid variable name. Underscore my Python, valid variable name, again valid. My Python 7, it contains a number. A variable name can contain a number, but it cannot start with a number. Okay, so yes, it is a valid variable name once again. Moving on to some of the variable names that are not allowed. So 7 my Python, it is starting with a number. You cannot start a variable name with a number itself, so that is not a allowed variable name. Okay. Hyphen Python, hyphen is a special character. You cannot have special characters inside of the variable name itself, so again not a valid variable name. My pi iterate thon, okay, my pi iterate thon, again containing a special characters. You cannot have special characters inside a variable name. My space Python, again you cannot have a space in between a variable name, again not a good example. Next, for as you're able to see, it is being highlighted right over here. That means it is a reserved keyword in Python. So for is equals to Python guides is a reserved keyword in Python. You cannot use that. Now running this particular block of code, you will be able to see that invalid syntax error. You're getting invalid syntax error. You're getting a syntax error that is basically an invalid syntax as of this particular point. Okay. Okay, moving further with this. Also, there are some naming conventions that need to be followed. Okay, so for example, up till this particular point of time, these were the rules that need to be followed. If you're breaking these rules, you will be getting an error. Now there are some conventions that needs to be followed. Okay, so you need to categorize yourself as a good developer. Okay, there are two kinds of developers. One who follow the norms of the Python development community, and the second who does not follow the norms of the Python development community. The person who follows the norms is a good Python developer, and the person who does not follow the norms are a bad Python developer. Although both the codes that both people will be writing will be something that both the codes will be working. Both the codes will work. There will be no problem whatsoever. But the person who will be following the norms that has been laid out by the Python development community will be a particular person who will be treated as a better Python developer. So these are two norms that the Python development community follows. Although if you're not following these norms, you will not get an error, but it will showcase that you do not know the norms of Python development community. So this is something that you need to understand as of this particular moment. So try to keep the name of the variables descriptive but short. Okay, you need to have the variable name as descriptive. Okay, but it should be short. It shouldn't be very long. For example, let us take an example. You are having an input for the height of a tree. Okay, you are having an input as a height of the tree itself. Okay, so you will be naming the variable as, there are many options. You can name the variable of the height of the tree as X. You can name the variable as H. You can name the variable as the height of the tree, height underscore of underscore the tree, like this. But these are not the correct way. All these different things. So X is really short. It is not descriptive whatsoever. H is again really short, not descriptive whatsoever. Height of the tree is too long. It is descriptive, but it is very long. You do not want such a long variable name. The correct variable name would be just height. The correct variable name would be just height. Okay, that is not too long, but it's also descriptive for what is the purpose for using this particular variable name. Okay, so try to keep the variable names descriptive but short. Okay, moving further, also the Pythonic way to name the variables is use all lowercase letters and underscores to separate the words. Okay, you want to use all lowercase letters and underscores to separate the word. Okay, this is something that please remember this. Whenever naming a variable, use lowercase letters only. Do not use capital letters whatsoever in the entire variable name. And if there are, for example, you are want to write my Python, so my Python should be all in lower cases and it should be my underscore Python. Separate the words using underscore. Okay, so for example, the Pythonic way of writing the code, so you are having my height is equals to 58, my lat, so my underscore lat is equals to 40, my underscore long is equals to 105. So these are all the Pythonic way of writing the code. Okay, whereas having a space, that won't work. Okay, so this will not work at all. I'm just removing this little line. So having everything as capital letters, so my long, everything is in capital letters itself. My lat, so you are having the first letter as capital itself. So this is not legible. Okay, this is not readable. Okay, this is like the entire thing what I'm teaching to you right now is something that you need to understand, the Pythonic way of writing code. So if you are running this particular line of code, okay, if you are running this particular block of code, it will not give you an error. As you are able to see, it is not giving me an error whatsoever. But this is not the Pythonic way of writing a Python code. Okay, that is what I'm trying to make you guys understand. This is the like what all the Python developers consider as the standard of naming a variable name. Okay, so why are underscores used? Just so that the legibility of the variable name increases. That is it, we are able to read the variable names very easily. Okay, so this entire way of writing the variable name is called as snake case. Okay, why snake case? Because everything is in small letters and we are separating words using an underscore. So that is called as snake case itself. Okay, that is what I'm trying to make you guys understand up till this point of time. Okay, great guys. So what we are doing right now, so this is what we have discussed in our example. So we are having the rent as 1,700 and now the landlady comes and changes the rent to 2,000 rupees. So I'm removing this particular line of code. I'm running this particular code. You will be able to see that the rent is currently 1,700. Okay. Now if I want to increase the rent to 2,000, okay, so that will be rent is equals to 2,000. Okay, and when I'm running this particular print statement once again, you will be able to see that we are getting the output as 2000 in our output. Okay, we are getting 2000 being printed in our output. So that is what I'm trying to make you guys understand. The original value that was present inside of rent, think of it as a particular box. 1,700 was present inside of it. You just took it out and replaced it with 2,000, putting 2,000 back inside. Now that 1,700 is lost. You cannot recover that 1,700. It is lost. This is called as overwriting the variable. Okay, the technical term for this is overwriting the variable. Whenever a new value is being assigned to a variable, the old one is forgotten. Okay, whenever you are assigning a variable, whenever you are assigning a new value to a variable, the old value is forgotten, and this entire process is called as overwriting the variable. Okay, so for example, we had some crazy party. We threw a crazy party and we did many things else as well. So now there was some damages done to the entire property. Now the landlady came and saw these damages and she told you that, okay, the rent has been increased to 2,000. On addition to that, you have to pay me 700 rupees as fine as well. So for this particular month, the rent that you will be paying will be, first of all, your rent was 1,700. Okay, then your rent was increased to 2,000 rupees. And now due to the damages done to your property, you have to add 700 rupees as well to the rent. So that can easily be done. That is rent is equals to rent plus 700. That basically says that, okay, inside of rent, take out the value present inside of rent, add 700 to it. So taking out the value that is 2,000, add 700 to it, that is 2,700. and put this value back inside of rent. Okay, so you are getting rent is equals to 2700 from right over here. So when I'm printing this out, you will be able to see that we are getting 2700 being printed out on this particular like 2700. Okay, so you are getting it out on your screen. Now the next thing that you need to understand from right over here is you do not have to write this particular line of code. This is Python. Python will always help you to write like less lines of code. So this entire line of code, you can change it to, this is equivalent to writing rent plus is equals to 700. These two lines are exactly the same. Rent is equals to rent plus 700 can also be written as rent plus is equals to 700. These two lines of code are exactly the same, guys. Please try to understand this. These two lines of code are exactly the same. So I can replace rent is equals to rent plus 700 by rent plus is equals to 700. And when I'm writing this particular line of code, you'll be getting 2700 being printed once again on your screen. Okay, so instead of writing rent is equals to rent plus 700, I can write it as rent plus is equals to 700. That is, increment the value on the left hand side by 700. This is what the entire meaning of this particular operation is. Increment the object present on the left hand side by the value present on the right hand side. Okay, so that is what I am trying to make you guys understand. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Yes, this is called as shorthand notation. Okay, but the main purpose of this is to increment the value, increment the object present on the left hand side by the value written on the right hand side. Now if I was having, for example, instead of rent is equal to rent plus 700, if I'm having rent is equal to rent minus 700, okay, so that will give me the answer as 1300. Rent is equal to rent minus 700. To denote that, I just have to go back right over here and I have to write rent minus is equals to 700. When I'm running this particular line of code, you will be able to get that 1300 is being printed on my screen as of this particular moment. If I'm having rent is equal to rent into 700, okay, I'm going back down below and I'm running this line of code, so it will be rent into is equals to 700. So if I'm running this code, it will be giving me almost like 14 lakhs. Okay, if I'm going back down below, if I'm running this line of code, you'll be able to see that we are getting 14 lakhs once again. What if I was having rent is equals to rent divided by 700? The same way, I just have to go down below. I have to change rent divided by equal to 700 and I will be able to get the answer that I wished for. That is 2 point something. The same answer I'm getting for both the things. That is what I'm trying to make you guys understand as of this particular moment. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. It's easy to understand. Great. Amazing, guys. Amazing. This is what I expected from you as well. Okay, so we'll leave at this particular point itself. Tomorrow we'll start with data types and operators. We are going to start with integers, floats. We are going to cover Boolean data type. We are going to cover like strings. Okay, so this is what we are going to do today. Okay, great, guys, great. So thank you so much for being here. Now I'll be like telling you something about Shape AI. So Shape AI is basically trying to create a community of students. We are currently having 70,000 people on our Telegram channel, 60,000 plus people on our Shape AI YouTube channel, and almost 150,000 people on across all our WhatsApp groups. So we have created a good community. Like on Instagram, it's really low, like it's like 12,000 or something like that. On our LinkedIn page, it's like 13 or 14,000 people. So these are so many people who have joined us. We continuously provide these kind of free 7 days boot camps. Okay, so we are having 7 days, like currently we are having 7 days of Python and machine learning, 7 days of React JS, just JavaScript and React JS. The upcoming boot camps that we are going to have is on various different topics. We are going to have boot camps on like cybersecurity. We are going to have boot camps on mobile application development. We are going to have boot camps on web development. We are going to have boot camps on machine learning, AI, deep learning, and so on and so forth. Each of these bootcamps have no prerequisites whatsoever. We'll be teaching everything from scratch. Okay, there are no prerequisites whatsoever. Okay, each bootcamp will be accompanied by a small project at the end of the entire thing, which can put it up on your resume as well. And each bootcamp will be certified by different organizations and communities. For example, this bootcamp is certified by Google Developer Groups and Developer Students Club, that is also by Google, as well as Shape AI. So these are the 3 certificates for this particular bootcamp itself. In a similar way, this is something that of course helps you guys a lot. Of course, there is no cost associated with this. Okay, there's no cost associated with this. This is totally free. Do not worry about the same. Okay, neither the certificates have any cost associated with it, neither the bootcamp. So this is free. We have this in such a way so that more people are able to get an introduction to various different technologies. They are able to understand various different technologies via people directly from the industry, so that they are able to know more about and get into that particular field itself. Okay, so the only thing that we ask from you guys is your support to help us grow this community. That's it. We only require your support, your help to grow this community as much as possible moving further. Okay, to do that, just like the video, subscribe to the channel, go to our Telegram page, add right over there as well. Now that happens, so that will help us to go forward with various different companies. We can show these companies that okay, we are having like per month we are getting like 220,000 people joining our community, and these companies will then provide you guys with the good certificates. So that is the main thing that you are able to see from right over here. You joining the community actually helps you in getting certificates. Currently, we are in talks with Facebook developer circles, as well as Mozilla user groups, as well as AWS user groups as well. So if everything goes well, if this community is continuously growing again and again every single month, then you guys will be able to get certificates via various different companies. And that is something that we want to do for you. We want to provide enough value for you so that you guys are able to start in your journey, in your technological journey, in either ethical hacking or like cybersecurity or like mobile application development, full stack web development, or data science or ML or AI engineer. Okay, so the only thing that we ask from you guys is to help you get all these things by just helping us support this entire channel. You can do that by just like liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It really helps us a lot moving further, because it helps us, like, we can easily show that okay, these many people joined us via this particular bootcamp. This is the results that we are able to bring to you. Please provide our students with more certificates, and you will be able to get more and more number of certificates as well. So the only thing that we ask from you is to just help us increase the entire thing. Okay, thank you so much guys for all your help and support. We really appreciate it. Okay, so let us get started with the attendance. Now for the attendance, I want you guys to understand that attendance will be taken on a daily basis. The link will always work. The second thing is the attendance link, fill up with the same email ID. Do not use 2 to 3 different email IDs. Okay, use the same email ID to fill up all the attendance forms. Please remember this. This is very important for you guys. Please remember this, that fill up the attendance link using the same email ID. Okay, you will get certified by Shape AI for having 100% attendance, and those students who will be having 100% attendance as well as the correct project submitted, they will be getting certificates via Google Developer Groups and Developer Student Circle. Okay, so these are all the 2 things that I wanted you to understand. The second thing that I want you guys to please understand as of this particular moment is, do not share the link with anyone else. You guys are attending the bootcamp on a daily basis. You will be learning every single week. You'll be giving your time, your precious time, to learn all these different things. And then a secondary person who has not even attended a single lecture is able to get the same certificate as you. And I do not want that to happen. I want that only the people who are actually attending the sessions, gaining knowledge from this, doing the projects on time, are able to get the attendance link. So the attendance link will not be shared anywhere. If someone is caught sharing the attendance link, they will not be given the certificates. So please, like, I'm trying to make you guys understand that this is very important for you itself. Okay, not for us, for you. Okay, so now I'll be showing the attendance link. This attendance link will be taking place every single day. There will be a new attendance link. I'll be showing it anywhere inside the entire video at any point of time. You just have to fill it properly. So just take a screenshot for the same. This is the attendance link that you are able to see on your screen as of this particular moment. Take a screenshot for the same. Okay, the attendance link always works. Okay, the attendance link always work, guys. For example, if I'm just copying this particular line of code, if I'm going to my website, I'm putting it up right over here. As you're able to see, the attendance link is always working. But if you are changing the entire spelling, so for example, instead of having like it should be capital letter, should be capital letter, small letter should be small letter. If even I'm making a small mistake, instead of having capital U, I'm using U9. Okay, small U9. If I'm running this again, you'll be getting this dynamic link not found. That means that you have made a spelling mistake. Please keep this in mind. If you are having a dynamic link not found, you will get a particular like error like this, dynamic link not found. That means that you are having your spelling mistake. Okay, you guys, please do not share the link with anyone. Okay, I've shown the attendance link as of this particular moment. This is a YouTube video. You can scroll it and find the link once again. Okay, this is a YouTube video, guys. Take a screenshot. You can use Google Lens to help you out with like taking the link as well. That is also good advice. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and I hope that you will be continuing to support us moving further. Like that is the only thing that we want from you, and at any point of time, like your support is something that truly helps us to help you a lot. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and have a good day ahead. Like be safe in COVID. Like this is a very bad time for every Indian as well. Be safe and like take care of your family. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Have a good day ahead, or good night ahead actually, and we'll be meeting soon. Please be on time from tomorrow same timing, whatever was today, 8:15 to 9:45, be having the classes. So please be on time from tomorrow, and we will look everything properly. Okay, great, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. It was an amazing time spent with you. I hope that you will be coming from tomorrow as well on time live to learn everything. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you.